Okay, my name's Brett. I'm 25 years old. I started working with Dave Jan of 2019. In terms of eating plans before Dave, I wasn't following any. It was very erratic, all over the place. Would decide, okay, time to get into shape, and I'd follow a plan quite well for 2 weeks. I think it'd be classified as a textbook Dave Watkey's client. I just follow for 2 weeks very religiously, and then classic fall off the bandwagon after 2 weeks, and then where all the weight that I had possibly dropped, I'd come back way worse. The main reason why I reached out was out of pure frustration that I'd been going for 2 or 3 years, very erratic eating plans, training plans, I think just frustration eventually got to me. Biggest difference, accountability. I'd say the fact that you're also paying for a service, you do want to make sure that you take full advantage of it. I paid for gym contracts for years where I wasn't actually using them, and money could have gone elsewhere. I'd say the biggest difference is definitely the accountability, and you feel if you aren't working towards your end goal, not only yourself down but your trainer down. Every time I'd finish a 90-day challenge with Dave, I still felt that there was so much more to learn. And each challenge has brought new information to me in terms of, my first one where we purely concentrated on weight loss, going from the triple figures back down into double figures, and I lost 10 kgs in the first 90-day challenge. Obviously a huge self-confidence boost. And then Dave approached me in the gym and said, I really enjoyed working together, can we continue? And explained to me the process, how behind it, and looking more long term, and that's had a huge impact because I'm not just thinking 90-day challenge anymore. It's rolled over into, I'm thinking 1-2 year plans rather than let's fix this right now. I'd rather rolled out into a 1 to 2 year plan now, and that's the main reason why I have continued working with Dave this whole year, to learn more and understand more about the process of not only weight loss but healthier living. I'd say my favorite part about training with Dave is, I think it's just the package as a whole. The eating, obviously the thing that I enjoy is it's the exact foods that I want to eat. The training, the thing I enjoy about it is that you can see that there's consistency throughout the programs, in terms of all the movements I have been doing from the beginning of the year, but there is a huge variety within those exact movements that I'm doing in the program. And then Dave's availability has always been exceptional. As a whole, I can't really particularly single out anything that I've enjoyed the most, because it's all come as a package that I've enjoyed. I have been more active, and it's almost like a snowball effect. As I started gymming more, then dropped a bit of weight, suddenly running became a bit easier because you're not carrying an extra 10 kgs around when you're running. Started doing more park runs with my girlfriend. I'd say the biggest advantage has been for my health. I've got a hiatus hernia, so I was taking prescription medication, 1 pill every day, and now I'm 100% off that, just because I cleaned up my eating. And I'm still eating red meats, still having the odd drink here and there, but it's not as, I don't binge as much anymore, and that was the main problem. I've had a huge self-confidence boost, obviously from losing weight. And then also it's helped me in other aspects. Kayla, my girlfriend now, she saw my outlook towards food, but she also had a very similar outlook in terms of what's good and bad foods, and mainly portion sizes. It's helped us on weekends. If we go away and I don't have my lunch boxes and my little pre-packed meals, then we learn to portion our meals better. Advice that I would give to someone who is in the position that I was before I started with Dave is, don't let your ego get the better of you in terms of trying to correct your own meal plans and your own training prep plans. Even though you've been gymming for years, even if you started gymming when you were 13 years old, don't let your ego get ahead of you and accept the help. Go to a trainer. Instead of wasting all your money on an abundance of supplements, rather use that money for a good cause and pay a trainer, whether it's Dave, anyone else that's close to you, a friend or whoever. Rather accept help, because our textbook, again, I was using all supplements Speaking to the guys in the pharmacies, the guys, classic sales rep, as soon as you'd walk up to the supplements aisle, they'd run to you to try and shove their product down your throat. So rather take that money, put it towards a trainer, and you'll see better results.
Okay, so Brett is a perfect example for me and an interesting client because, no offense to Brett, but I think a lot of guys were like him a year ago where they think they can do it on their own. There's a lot of information at your fingertips these days with the internet, and it's very hard to make sense of it. And I know because I used to also be that, and getting a trainer kind of gets all that information into one kind of arrow pointing in the direction of progress, if that makes sense. So instead of trying one thing this week, one thing that week, seeing something in a magazine and then ultimately just giving up, a trainer can consolidate all that information and get a plan that is suited to you. Like Brett said, he's only eaten foods he likes because he's told me what he likes, and then I've built that in the diet for him. So it's also a prime example of why adherence and the sustainability of a plan should be the number one factor. Had Brett eaten foods he didn't like, would he still be standing here 9 months later, being my client, getting a great transformation? Of course not. It's, a client-trainer relationship, in my opinion, needs to be give and take. The trainer needs to give the client responsibility and decide what they want to eat. Brett, literally every check-in, he sends me nice meals that he wants to eat. He says he wants this, this, and this in a meal at lunchtime. I then cater for that and control the caloric amount of it so we can still get him progressing to his goals, but obviously he enjoys what he eats, he stays on the plan, and therefore it's a long-term, consistent kind of game plan.
One of the funniest things from my friends and colleagues is at least once a week, people see me eating my 3 hot dogs for my 10 a.m. snack, and at least once a week it asks, aren't you on a diet? So yeah, it's been one of the great things about eating your own food that you want to, is that you can eat 3 hot dogs and still lose weight.
So Brett's also an awesome client because he has trusted the process and he's trusted me. A lot of people, I try to tell them, guys, you can't continuously try to lose body fat. So in our first 90-day challenge, 100% that was the goal. We targeted fat loss. We reduced calories slowly and steadily. We increased his workout density towards the end of the 3 months, and that ultimately got him a 10 kg loss. Now after those 3 months, he's on a little bit of food. He's training incredibly hard. Guys, he's tired. It's ultimately what's going to happen when you're targeting fat loss. And I said to Brett, listen, I know you want to keep losing weight and I know you want to push hard, but it's going to have a negative impact on you if you keep putting yourself deep into that hole, and your body ultimately adapts to the demands you impose on it. Now, if you have those demands continuously, the body just adapts, and you eventually end up in the situation where you're extremely tired, your performance in the gym is shocking, and you've maybe lost an extra kg. So therefore, we went through a phase where we increased food slowly so you could keep the results, but ultimately improve his performance in the gym, eat a lot more food, be a lot more energetic, and then it gives us the opportunity after that to then target fat loss again. So when I speak about, guys, that you need to have seasons in your training and your nutrition, this is a prime example. We had a season of fat loss, then we had a season of reverse dieting, building up the calories to keep those results, improve performance in the gym, improve hypertrophy. So guys, if you want an example of someone who follows the process and understands the process, then Brett's the guy for you, because not many people understand what I'm trying to do with them, even though I explain it a lot. And Brett is a prime example of someone who gives me time and understands my long-term game plan for him. Exactly how he said in his testimonial, it's not a 3-month or a 90-day thing that he's thinking of, it's a 1 to 2 year, and that's the kind of thing that you need to instill in yourself. This is why I really want everyone to not focus on small, short challenges, and rather think about longer, patient, consistent game plans, because that is ultimately going to be the solution for you. 9 months versus an 8-week shred challenge. I mean, guys, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, you're going to end up defeated, deflated, you're going to rebound, all these kinds of things. So focus on a long-term game plan, and also get a trainer who understands a long-term game plan. Not necessarily going to rush things to get results for Instagram. They're actually going to look after you, they're actually going to coach you through the process, and ultimately set you up for a number of years and a great future.